Buenos días a todos y muchas gracias por su asistencia a este webinar presentado por Nexgen y por Digitopia. El enfoque de hoy es liderazgo digital en épocas de disrupción. Un poco sobre Nexgen. Somos una empresa de consultoría y servicios de tecnología de información. Los socios fundadores tenemos más de 15 años de experiencia trabajando con empresas multinacionales en diferentes partes del mundo, Latinoamérica, Norteamérica, Asia y Europa. Y también con empresas startups que están creciendo de una forma interesante. Mm, por otro lado, tenemos a Digitopia. Digitopia es una empresa líder a nivel mundial en consultoría en transformación digital. Digitopia tiene un modelo innovador, ágil y muy efectivo para realizar este tipo de consultorías. Es un placer trabajar con ellos por el impacto que están creando con este modelo innovador y disruptivo en sus clientes. Digitopia, también fundada por consultores con más de 15 años de experiencia en algunas de las empresas de consultoría más grandes del mundo, y tienen sus oficinas principales en Londres, Estambul, y clientes en Europa, Medio Oriente, Asia y Latinoamérica. Empecemos un poco sobre esta palabra que es muy conocida, muy repetida, pero que a veces no se ve en todo su alcance. ¿Qué es la disrupción digital? Esencialmente, la disrupción digital es el cambio que ocurre cuando nuevas tecnologías digitales y nuevos modelos de negocio afectan la propuesta de valor de la oferta de bienes y servicios existentes de las empresas. ¿Sí? Los fundamentos de los negocios están cambiando y con la acelerada disrupción digital, estos cambios se están dando a mayor velocidad. Es importante tener en cuenta que esta disrupción, a pesar de ser llamada digital, tiene múltiples elementos. Sí, la tecnología es uno de los elementos, ¿sí? Pero también estamos viendo fenómenos internos a las empresas y externos que están afectando y que están generando esta disrupción. Entre ellos tenemos sostenibilidad, modelos de trabajo, el comportamiento de nuestros clientes, la transparencia con la cual debemos hacer nuestro trabajo, la incertidumbre económica que constantemente se está dando, la incertidumbre geopolítica, de parte interna rentabilidad, competencia, el cambio generacional tanto de nuestro talento como de nuestros clientes. ¿Sí? Estos son solo algunos elementos que están generando esta disrupción y todos ellos se deben tener en cuenta. Entonces, queremos compartir con ustedes algunos elementos que consideramos importantes en el liderazgo digital en esta época de disrupción. Cuando hablamos de liderazgo digital, debemos tener en cuenta dos elementos: el liderazgo digital como tal y el líder o los líderes, las líderes digitales. El liderazgo es estratégico. Describe efectivamente el uso estratégico de los activos digitales internos y externos de una empresa para lograr sus objetivos. Un cargo típico hoy en día es el Chief Digital Officer, el director digital de una empresa. ¿Sí? Esto está acompañado o complementado por líderes digitales. Líderes digitales son personas que ponen en marcha el uso de activos y realizan el seguimiento exitoso de su aplicación. Es decir, gestionan las actividades resultantes de la estrategia digital. ¿Sí? Y en una organización debe haber múltiples líderes digitales y en múltiples áreas. No todos estos líderes van a ser de tecnología. Como lo hablamos anteriormente, van a estar compuestos por múltiples áreas. Un líder digital en esta época de disrupción debe tener muy clara cuál es la estrategia que tiene su empresa. ¿Cuál es ese plan de negocio, esa estrategia de negocios a 3 a 5 años? ¿A dónde quieren llegar en diferentes áreas? ¿Sí? Debe tener muy claro cómo va a apoyar esa estrategia. Debe tener un entendimiento de cuáles son esos procesos internos actuales, ¿sí? Tanto desde el punto de vista operacional como desde el punto de vista de experiencia del cliente. Y cómo por medio de herramientas digitales podemos lograr la excelencia en esos procesos. Al mismo tiempo, este líder digital debe tener la habilidad, ¿sí?, de alinear múltiples actores en una empresa que van a apoyar esta gestión. Estamos hablando de talento, de tecnología, de elementos de analítica, entre otros. Y al mismo tiempo, este líder digital debe estar observando la innovación y las nuevas tendencias que vienen para apoyar el crecimiento de la empresa, tal vez con nuevos modelos de negocios, tal vez con nuevos mercados y tal vez con nuevas formas de ingreso. Entonces, como ven, son diferentes los elementos que están incorporados dentro de las responsabilidades de un líder digital. Según la revista Forbes, estos son algunos de los elementos, de las cualidades que debe tener un líder digital exitoso. Obviamente, una comprensión de las tecnologías actuales y de las que vienen en el camino. Habilidad de establecer una estrategia y una visión clara para la organización alineada a la estrategia de la empresa y habilidad, obviamente, de ejecutarla. Fuertes habilidades de comunicación y construcción de relaciones. Esto es crítico, esto es esencial. No solamente en el liderazgo digital, sino en cualquier liderazgo. Obviamente, capacidad de motivar los equipos globales, que no van a estar todos en un mismo sitio, van a estar ubicados en diferentes partes del mundo para que trabajen de forma efectiva y logren la visión. Y no solamente alinear equipos en diferentes regiones, sino equipos en diferentes funciones para lograr su objetivo. Estos son algunos de esos elementos que se requieren para ser un líder digital exitoso. Muy bien. Uno de los puntos que hablamos anteriormente es tecnologías. ¿Qué tecnologías vienen? ¿Qué tecnologías estamos observando que van a crear transformación y alto impacto en los próximos 5 o 10 años? Según ARK Invest, estas son las tecnologías que van a lograr ese cambio. ¿Sí? Aquí en gris vemos las tecnologías actuales. ¿Sí? Vemos las tecnologías que podemos considerar Web 2. ¿Sí? Van a tener un crecimiento del 3%, pero van a seguir creciendo de una forma sustancial al 2030. Ahora bien, las que vemos aquí a la derecha las podemos considerar tecnologías Web 3. Y aquí es donde se observa el mayor crecimiento. La de mayor crecimiento real, no porcentual, sino real, es definitivamente inteligencia artificial. ¿Sí? Seguida por blockchain, luego por nuevas tecnologías en uso de baterías y energía, seguido por robótica y, en el menor grado, secuencias genéticas. Y eso es lo que nosotros observamos desde Nexgen y Digitopia, que ya está en el caso de inteligencia artificial, que ya está en el caso de blockchain, pero que en ambos de esos dos casos va a haber un crecimiento sustancial. ¿Sí? Ahora bien, estas tecnologías no están aisladas. Realmente van a tener un impacto cuando se unan con otras tecnologías actuales y futuras, como ven en este diagrama. Y aquí es donde el liderazgo digital tiene que discernir cómo utilizar efectivamente las tecnologías Web 2 y las tecnologías Web 3 de forma integrada para lograr los objetivos estratégicos de la empresa y lograr innovación. ¿Cómo se hace esto? Pues la forma más efectiva de hacerlo es diseñar un camino claro a seguir. ¿Sí? En ese orden de ideas, Digitopia y Nexgen han creado el índice de madurez digital. ¿Sí? Es una creación de Digitopia y nosotros estamos acompañando en la implementación de este modelo de consultoría en Latinoamérica. Tiene 4 elementos fundamentales, pero de mucha profundidad. Primero, entender dónde se encuentra hoy en día la empresa desde el punto de vista de madurez digital. ¿Sí? ¿Cuál es su calificación? Ahí miramos múltiples áreas y vemos dónde se encuentra, en qué nivel de madurez se encuentra en cada una de esas áreas y en conjunto. ¿Cómo se encuentra la empresa desde el punto de vista de madurez digital con otras empresas de su industria o con otras empresas de otras industrias? Porque nos hemos encontrado en proyectos de consultoría que dentro de una empresa hay múltiples industrias que podemos considerar como puntos de referencia. ¿Cuáles son esas recomendaciones teniendo en cuenta el objetivo estratégico de la empresa en las cuales se debe enfocar? ¿Cuáles son esas acciones en las cuales la empresa se debe enfocar? Que estén alineadas a el impacto en relación al objetivo estratégico de la empresa y que estén alineadas a la contribución, esfuerzo y riesgo requeridos. Ese es el tercer paso. Y finalmente, la implementación. ¿Sí? Acompañamos a las empresas en la implementación de estas recomendaciones, ¿sí? Estableciendo una ruta de actividades, tiempos y acompañamiento muy bien definidos. Muchas gracias por el tiempo que nos han dedicado hasta ahora, y ahora voy a presentar a Halil Aksu, quien es el CEO de Digitopia, que va a compartir con nosotros una información muy valiosa. Halil, good afternoon, and please take over.
Thank you, Jose. Excellent presentation. Excelente. Thank you very much for hosting us and giving us the floor to talk to the Colombian audience, and hopefully we'll have some great turnout for this webinar. And as you know, and as the audience may know as well, this is part of what we call the Impact Roadshow. So thank you for dialing in, and thank you for being with us. We started this morning in Hungary. We have this now in Colombia. We'll continue tomorrow in Serbia, and on Thursday we will be in Dubai and in the UK, all part of this virtual Impact Roadshow, to share our experiences with the respective audiences in those countries and in those markets. So as Jose described and made his introduction about digital transformation and the importance of measurements, I will dive deeper into these topics and will share our experiences in these areas with you. And probably is a good thing to do a definition of how we see or what we believe digital transformation is. And we came up with the following, saying digital transformation is the reimagining of all aspects of life by using digital capabilities for sustainable success. So digital transformation is a means to an end, and the name of the game is sustainable success, create impact. If you're a private organization, this is about profitability, about growth, about customer satisfaction. and so forth. If you are a non-profit, probably this is about your mission, about your purpose, and to reach more people, to touch more people, and so forth. If you're a city or a municipality or a public organization or a government agency, then it's probably provide the best possible value to your citizens, to your stakeholders, by using digital capabilities. And these digital capabilities are not just only technologies, as Jose also explained in his presentation. It's about leadership, it's about turning to agile, it's about using design thinking and other capabilities to come up with some new experiences for citizens or customers, and to come up with new business models to generate more value for all your stakeholders and make the world a better place, basically. And this happens to us. Let's have a look at some examples to our personal lives. What really turned to digital during the last 20 years? Reading books now is more digital than ever before, and not only books, but magazines, newspapers, consuming information basically turned to ebook readers or our mobile applications, our mobile phones, and because we have them always with us. How many books you can carry to the beach? How many books you want to carry on a business trip? And then the most important one you always have forgotten. So the same with music, actually. How much music you can carry in your car as CDs or MP3s or something else. Now the world's music basically is at your fingertips, and you can consume that music, and you even could create and broadcast that kind of music on digital channels as easy as never before. Watching movies, making payments, ordering food, especially became much more popular and much more widespread during the years of COVID, the last 2.5 years. We all got used to it, and we basically survived the pandemic with these technologies, and it made our lives much easier. But not just our personal lives transformed, also whole industries transformed. The automotive industry is called nowadays mobility, even mobility as a service, because one company especially is turning the whole automotive industry upside down, which is Tesla, with their valuation, with turning the car into a device, a software device on 4 wheels, basically, and is valued more than the rest of the automotive industry in total. Walmart and all the other retailers are challenged by Amazon, Alibaba, and the e-commerce giants of the world. And we now have a world of digital commerce. It's happening the same to insurance, banking, and logistics as well, with different business models, mobile applications, and high-tech technologies in the world of logistics, enabling operations research to do supply chain planning, route optimization, and the best possible demand forecasting, and so forth. So this is how industries are transforming, how the world is changing and benefiting from digital. And why is this happening? Because digital provides us basically superpowers. We believe that everything will be connected to the internet sooner or later. Everything which makes sense and everything which is connectable and is feasible to connect to the internet. With the deployment of Internet of Things, 5G, and similar technologies, we will see, and we already have seen in the last 10, 20 years, that the number of connected devices has basically doubled almost every year. There are more connected devices now on the planet than there are people. So we think there is more, and we're not able to count them now. We think there's about 20 to 30 billion connected devices, and we're not talking about computers, laptops, servers, modems, routers, and mobile devices. We're talking about sensors, cars, air-conditioned devices, manufacturing equipment, and so forth. all these connected devices are producing vast amount of data, and all that data will make everything intelligent over time. This is when we say smart cities, smart buildings, smart factories, smart supply chains, smart anything. Basically, we will see that the whole world becomes much smarter, and it did already for the last 10, 20, 30 years probably. And as these things get more smarter, and Jose already talked about different technologies like robotic process or automation and other means of integrative technologies, we will see that the whole supply chain and the whole value chain and processes inside of the organization will become much more integrated, seamless, and without any paperwork, without any manual work. And this is the promise of dark factories, dark warehouses, dark supply chains, and so forth. And on the other side, also digital twins and similar technologies. We'll see that the whole world will get much more integrated as well. And why we do all that? Because it has certain benefits to us, and the benefits are that digital especially is light speed. Basically, at the tip of your finger, you have placed an order. At the tip of your finger, you know your balance sheet. At the tip of your finger, you see what's happening out there in your shops, in your branches, in your factories, in your warehouses, in the whole value chain. And the whole world needs this speed to be able for us to live a more livable life, to basically our lives to calm down. All the systems and the processes need to speed up. Another important benefit of digital is it improves precision. And we'll talk about different examples in a minute. And digital enables new value adds, not only for customers, but also for business partners and employees and all other stakeholders who we can touch on through the means of mobile applications and other technologies in the hands of our users. So light speed is basically, it makes commerce quicker. And when you look at our children and to the younger generation, Gen Y and younger, basically they are impatient and they expect instant gratification. So they are used to social media kind of speed. The moment you share something, the likes will come in. The moment you want to watch a movie, they don't wait until Sunday it's in the movie theaters or it's in the television channel. They just jump on any digital channel and are able to consume it instantly. The same with music, the same with content. And we have to adapt to this change because of not only the young generation, but as I said earlier, this is also helping to improve our way of living, our quality of life, and it will help us also to save a lot of energy, traffic congestion, and other inefficiencies out there. So speed in general is good for us, is also good for the planet. Precision, when you are an engineer, as I am, and you look around yourself and you look out into the city, into the factory, into any place, basically, you will identify so many inefficiencies, so much waste in terms of time, raw material, energy, water consumption, and so forth, that it's very annoying to see so much inefficiencies and waste. And there's the only way to improve that is by measurements, by integration, by automation, and continuously optimization. And digital technologies actually help us to do that in manufacturing, in agriculture, in healthcare, medicine, in education, in logistics, everywhere, basically. And we need this to make the world a better place, to save on energy, on water, on raw materials, to be able to feed 8 billion, 9 billion, 10 billion people. We need to make the whole system much more efficient and much more precise. And then lastly, digital enables new business models, new value add. Especially during COVID, we realized that fitness centers were closed down, but the fitness center came to our homes, not just by this bicycle or a treadmill, but also with a virtual animated trainer or group exercises, basically. This example is from Peloton, as you know, one of the most prominent companies who skyrocketed during COVID by providing fitness as a service, as they like to call it. Then we talked about the automotive industry turning into the mobility as a service kind of industry. So, and this service is not just a ride sharing or a ride hailing or a car rental or a lease of a car. This is basically a membership to a variety of mobility devices. It can be a car, it can be an e-bike, it can be a scooter, it can be public transportation, and you pay a membership like with the, you know, Netflix or Spotify's of the world, and you become access to a variety of different mobility equipment, which takes you from A to B in the most comfortable or the fastest or the cheapest or the most efficient or the most sustainable way. And again, with the mobile device in our hands, we know where our customers are, we know where our employees are, and we can help them to identify the right product, to do the right thing at the right time, and we can provide context as a service right at the spot, right at the place, at the location where the thing is happening at that particular moment. So these are all the benefits of the digital superpowers. So where are you on this journey? How do you know how much of these superpowers you're using and you're benefiting from those? So we say, again, just to remind us, it's all about impact, right? So we don't do this for the sake of transformation. We don't do the measurement for the sake of measurement. We want to transform. We want to make the world a better place. We want to impact. We want to maximize our impact in terms of efficiency, in terms of governance, in terms of profitability. Whatever it is that we are after, we want to maximize our impact. And for that reason, we are transforming, we are optimizing our processes, our organization. And for that reason, we apply digital technologies, digital superpowers to benefit from their very specific capabilities. We developed something called the Digital Maturity Index, which is not just a discrete consulting service. It is a methodology, it is a platform. So we digitized the way we deliver the consulting service. We have a benchmark database for several industries and several parts of the world. And for all those things we are talking about, those superpowers, we have different roadmaps, how you will go from the lowest level of maturity to the most advanced state-of-the-art level of maturity. Our difference is that we are totally unbiased and truly objective. We don't do anything else. We don't have a downstream commercial agenda. We developed a certain way of delivering this service, automated by our business impact platform, but still having a moderator, an expert digital transformation consultant in the sessions, facilitating lively discussions for a qualified and a moderated self-assessment. So we don't leave you alone with internet-based self-assessment surveys, which are not explanatory and which include a lot of errors and manipulation, basically. We will help you to discover the truth in your organization. And then we also don't leave you with the report only. We will become your continuous companion, because this is a long-term journey. This will take several years, probably even decades, and to go from your current state of maturity to your arrival point. And probably this is a moving target anyway, since as we are talking right now, new technologies, new business models, new mobile applications, and new algorithms are developed around the world, and you have to find the most suitable ones for you and benefit in an optimal way from those technologies. In the last 18 months, we conducted more than 150 assessments in more than 20 countries, including Colombia and Brazil and other Latin American countries, and 10 industries, more than 10 industries covered already. In each engagement, we are collecting more than 1,500 data points, accumulating a huge database for benchmarking and analysis purposes. And this gives us a unique positioning compared to any of our competitors. This is just a small selection of the hundreds of customers we have gained over the last few years. And these are the 20 countries we have mentioned. We together with our partner in Colombia, Nexgen Solutions, we are very determined to extend our footprint in the Latin American market. And this is this digital maturity index methodology we have talked about. So it's split in two parts. The digital velocity part consists of customer operations and innovation. This belief, if you improve your customer digital maturity, your operations and your innovation, this will provide you more agility, more velocity, more adaptability, flexibility, which is great capabilities. But in times of uncertainty and times of crisis, like the times we are in these days, you still also need strong corporate culture, good people, talented people, a solid technology infrastructure, and a sound governance structure, including the financials, the sustainability, and so forth. This will provide a company endurance. And you probably need both to succeed with your digital transformation. Our maturity scale goes from 1 to 5, 1 beginner level basically, and 5 the most digital level. We would argue there is no 5 on the planet yet. Every organization has some inefficiencies, some manual work, some areas for improvement. So the highest we have measured yet would be a 3.9. And we know that there are some companies out there in the lower 4s, but we think there is still a long way to go to improve your digital maturity. This is a sample output of the work we are doing. So you receive your overall digital maturity score after work of several sessions we would do with you. You'll see your digital maturity scores in each of these 6 dimensions. And you receive a benchmark in your industry, how you compare against the average and how you compare against the best in class. Then if we have measured you before, we can compare you against your past state. We help you to identify your target states. Usually we set 2-year targets, and then you see your priority areas and the gaps basically where you must invest in digital technologies and in maturity progress. And we come up with recommendations to improve your digital maturity and prioritize them by urgency and importance. And we do this always together with you, dear customers, to make this a roadmap for your digital transformation journey. So if we need to conclude, we believe that digital transformation basically is a journey, and this arrival point probably is a moving target. You will achieve many great things along the way, but there will be also some setbacks and some shortages and some leadership changes. And as we see these days, especially in terms of the energy crisis in different parts of the world, in terms of inflation, recession, and financial instability. So a lot of external factors who will sometimes create opportunities, sometimes create challenges, but digital transformation will basically accompany us for the next few decades, basically. And the better you have a plan. If you don't, this is from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And you know this probably scene when Alice loses her way in the Wonderland, basically, and finds this cat sitting on the tree and asking which way to take. And the cat replies, "Where do you want to go?" And when Alice says, "I don't much care where," then the cat says, basically, "It does not matter." You in business don't have this luxury. You in business should better know where you are and where you go. And this is exactly where we can help. And these are our closing remarks and our recommendations. Better know where you are. So our current state maturity, your strengths and your weaknesses and your industry benchmark will help you to exactly understand where you are in a very precise and in a very quantifiable, measurable way. Then you have to set your vision. And this work here basically is based on Peter Kotter's Leading Change methodology. So you should better define your priorities, establish a roadmap, and align your organization and especially your executives to reach this vision. And to be able to reach this vision, you must focus on execution. As Jose explained it in his presentation about the implementation, everything is basically daydreaming if you don't turn it into execution. So for execution, you need to define the projects, you need to define the teams, and you have to allocate some budgets. You have to trace and monitor if you are progressing, and you have to also calculate and reconcile the benefits you have realized to understand what works, what does not work, and what you can and have to improve for the next for the next phase or the next round of digital transformation, implementation, and execution. So thank you very much for listening to this webinar, part of Digitopia Impact Roadshow, today hosted by our dear partner, Jose from Nexgen Solutions in Colombia. Thank you very much for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Halil, so much for your valuable insights, as always. Do we have any questions? I believe there are a few questions. Okay.
Bonnie is with us. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Halil. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good to talk to you again.
Yes, very nice to see you again. I don't know if I should speak in English or in Spanish.
As you like, as you like.
Why don't we do both, Bonnie? Why don't you ask the question in English and in Spanish so we can address both of our audiences?
Okay, thank you. Bueno, en español estaba pensando preguntarles a ustedes como expertos si yo estoy al frente del desarrollo digital de una empresa. Me estaría haciendo la pregunta, ¿cuál sería su consejo para yo saber hacia dónde va el desarrollo digital de mi empresa en la transformación digital? Porque entre tantas innovaciones, cosas muy interesantes y retadoras que nos compartieron, realmente quiero mantener foco en lo que a mi negocio le da valor, por un lado, y por otro, no estar inventando la rueda si ya otros en el negocio saben para dónde debo ir. Y a propósito de la metáfora de Alicia en el País de las Maravillas. So I'm gonna ask this in English. I wanted your advice if I'm in charge of the digital development in a company. And listen to you about so many innovation, very interesting options, but I want to keep focused on what is going to add value to my company, and I don't want to reinvent the wheel. What would you advise about the next step in my company?
Shall I go first, Jose?
Please.
Okay, thank you, Bonnie, for a very important question. Prioritization truly is important because you have basically a theory of constraints. You don't have all the resources. If you even would have all the money in the world, you would not have all the talent in the world, and you definitely don't have all the time of the world. And another parameter is also the ability to digest change in organizations. So everything is limited. So you really need to focus on what is most important. And the most important, basically, management decides based on your strategy, on your business priorities, on your business objectives, the competitive situation, and what you basically need to do first. So And this is exactly the bubble chart I showed you in my presentation. Basically, in terms of digital transformation, how to apply those advanced technologies Jose talked a lot about. We, as we call them, digital superpowers, in which areas to apply them. We are doing the measurements and see where you have them and where you don't have them, and where it would make the most sense to apply them. So this is exactly the focus of our measurement, what we call the Digital Maturity Index. And this exactly helps you to identify the priorities in terms of importance and urgency, which is the business benefits, basically. What is the most urgent and most short-term business benefits? And sometimes you also have to invest in mid-term and long-term transformations. The payback of investments into data and analytics sometimes are mid to long-term, because the data needs to accumulate until you can do predictive maintenance or other predictive applications. You can't do any predictive or preventive or prescriptive analytics if you don't have the required data for that. And to be able to capture all that data, you need to, depending on the industry or the sector, you have to implement sensors. Then you have to collect all the data into a data lake. The data needs to be accumulated. You have to consider the data quality and the data governance and the data engineering. You have to turn it into big data platforms, and then you can apply analytics to gain best possible insight in real time, online, in dashboards and so forth. Probably even with artificial intelligence algorithms, you can improve the quality of your optimization, of your insight, of your prescriptions and predictive and preventive applications. But that is probably a medium to long-term goal. So the short answer would be understand your business dynamics, your business objectives, and then come up with the most important and most urgent business cases where to apply which kind of technology. Does this answer your question? Probably, Jose,
Yes.
you want to add to this?
Yes, Halil, thank you. Sí, Bonnie, complementando lo que plantea Halil, es importante identificar en qué estoy invirtiendo y qué impacto va a tener esa inversión en mi empresa. Entonces, si yo estoy invirtiendo en una plataforma digital para mejorar mi operación, ¿sí? Y hay plataformas en el mercado que ya hacen eso y lo han hecho muy bien, ¿sí? La recomendación sería utilicemos esas plataformas ya existentes, porque voy a efectivamente a mejorar la eficiencia de mi proceso, de alguno de mis procesos operativos, sin necesidad de hacer, como tú dices, reinventar la rueda. Ahora, por otro lado, si estoy como estrategia en mi empresa, envisionando un nuevo servicio que voy a sacar al mercado, ahí posiblemente, no quito la palabra posiblemente, ahí seguramente voy a querer hacer una innovación. Entonces, voy a apalancar ese nuevo servicio en una plataforma digital, pero ahí vamos a buscar innovación, vamos a buscar hacer algo internamente con aliados como Nexgen, a propósito, para crear esa nueva plataforma digital. Y ahí la recomendación es hacerlo internamente, pero hacerlo de una forma ágil. Es decir, no hacer una inversión alta en dinero, alta en tiempo y alta en recursos humanos, sino hacer una inversión ágil en el cual nosotros hacemos este nuevo producto digital de una forma iterativa, utilizando modelos ágiles que existen, en el cual hacemos una primera iteración en un periodo relativamente corto. Luego sacamos esa primera iteración a un grupo definido de usuarios y a un grupo definido de inversionistas. Tenemos su retroalimentación y hacemos otra iteración. y eventualmente vamos iterando hasta que el producto se vaya refinando con base en la información que el mercado y los usuarios nos están dando, y vamos a tener finalmente un producto robusto y escalable. Entonces, esa sería la respuesta a tu pregunta desde el punto de vista pues de nosotros.
Sí, muy claro. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, Halil and Jose.
You're welcome. Muchas gracias.
Nos quedan 5 minutos. We have 5 minutes left, Halil. ¿Hay alguna otra pregunta? Is there any other questions that we can answer at this point? Batuhan, perhaps do you have any questions in mind?
Well, one of the most frequent questions we receive is, do I really need to aim for level 5 on our maturity scale? Which is an excellent question. I like that question a lot, because the perception is that reaching level 5 on our maturity scale means you turn your business into Google or Amazon or Facebook, and you basically evaporate all kind of physical equipment. So, and then, you know, any manufacturing company or any retailer tells me, Halil, you know, this is not the case in our industry. So somebody has to manufacture this glass, right? Somebody has to manufacture this shirt. So this is not going to be digitalized. Then I say, you're mistaken. Yes, it will be digitalized. Not the product itself, but the way we are manufacturing it needs to be augmented by digital superpowers. And I don't know of any business person on the planet who don't want to get more efficient, more profitable, and more customer-oriented, be able to hire the best possible talent, and to have the most agile and flexible culture on the planet. So in that sense, level 5 means the highest possible degree of applying digital superpowers to any of your business. This can be a municipality, this can be a government agency, this can be a non-profit foundation organization, and this can especially be also any industry, private sector company. So, and our short answer is yes, definitely you need to aim for level 5 as long and as fast as it makes sense for you, and as you can digest it and you can execute it, and you have the capabilities and also the budget to be able to do that. So for some companies, this will take 10 years. For other companies, it probably will take 20 years. And for some companies, it will take even longer, but you need to aim. Your North Star goal is becoming level 5 on the digital maturity scale, basically. What is your thinking on this, Jose?
Sorry for interrupting, Jose. I heard you calling my name, but I could not be able to open my microphone back then, so I wrote my question to the chat. Thank you.
I fully thank you, Batuhan, for sharing your questions, Halil. I totally agree with you. The reality is that level 5 is very difficult to achieve for multiple reasons. And one of those reasons is that level 5 is constantly changing. The level 5 is constantly increasing its demand. And it's a good thing that we don't feel that we achieve level 5, because if we think we do, we come to a level of complacency, and we don't want to be there. We constantly want to be out of our comfort zone, searching for that level 5, which is a moving target. As we mentioned before, disruption is everywhere. Consequently, level 5 is moving and moving and moving. So we need to constantly review where we are and constantly see where we need to move forward in, and constantly search that level 5. in my view, the journey is what brings the most value in this process.
Thank you. Very important.
And Batuan shares, you must have gained a lot of insights from all those maturity measurements. Can you tell us about the most important learning? I'll give that to you, Halil.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, definitely. Thank you for that question. With the more than 150 different assessments we did in different countries and different industries, an interesting, one of the most striking learnings is that technology is the most advanced dimension among the ones we are measured, and people still believe that investing in technology only is making them more digital, which unfortunately is not the case. Technology is probably the most important enabler for digital transformation, but it does not make you more digital. You probably, if you more on the B2C side of things and have end users and consumers you are touching in the energy industry, in the utilities industry, in the retail industry, and in similar banking, insurance, who have close touch to the end user, to the consumer, basically the customer dimension, it will drive. I saw you have the experiencia cliente, you called the customer experience in Spanish, right? So providing the best possible customer experience will change your competitive edge. If you're in the B2B space, if you're doing manufacturing, mining, logistics kind of businesses, probably your operational excellence, operaciones excelente, or the other way around, right, will make the difference. And you have to focus on that. So, and we see that these two dimensions, including the innovation dimension, are among the least mature in our assessments. So companies focus on technology investments, make their governance very strong, and a little bit during COVID also invested in the people side, especially because with the whole world turned into flexible working and hybrid working and remote working. But many companies forget their customer dimension, to improve their operations through technology, through digital transformation, digital superpowers. And also during COVID, many companies forgot about digital innovation, working with startups, collaborating with external participants like academics and so forth. So this was one of the most important learning from those assessments we have done. And if you want to reflect on this, Ossa, I'm sure this finds truth in your experience and in your, in your work in the local market. Does that reflect the reality in the local market as well?
Yes, it does. And I'm going to share a little bit of that in Spanish. And actually, I'm going to share a little bit of the insights that you just shared with us in Spanish. Dos de las preguntas recientes, la primera fue, ¿qué porcentaje de empresas llegan a un nivel de madurez digital 5? Y Halil nos comparte que ninguna. Que ninguna porque el nivel 5 está en constante cambio. Hace unos minutos hablamos de la disrupción y cómo todos estos elementos internos y externos están afectando la disrupción. Consecuentemente, el nivel 5 es un objetivo que está en constante movimiento, que constantemente demanda más. Y luego complementamos diciendo que la búsqueda, el camino de llegar a un nivel 5 es lo que realmente genera un impacto en el crecimiento de una empresa desde el punto de vista de su camino hacia la madurez digital. Entonces, constantemente evaluarnos, constantemente identificar dónde nos encontramos y hacia dónde debemos ir, teniendo en cuenta nuestra realidad como empresa, nuestros objetivos estratégicos, es lo que mayor impacto nos va a llevar. Si estamos en un nivel 3, pasar a un 3.5. Si estamos en un nivel 4, pasar a 4.5. Ese camino es el que genera el mayor impacto. La segunda pregunta que respondió Halil fue sobre cuál de esas 6 dimensiones del índice de madurez digital es la que mayor oportunidad encuentra él en los más de 150 proyectos que ha realizado. Y Halil nos comparte que curiosamente tecnología es una dimensión que está madura en muchas de las empresas con las que Digitopia ha trabajado. Y en su opinión, las que están débiles son la relación con el cliente y la excelencia operacional. La experiencia del cliente y la excelencia operacional. Y además complementa, Halil, que estas dos son las que mayor impacto tienen en el crecimiento y en la valoración de las empresas. Entonces, cuando se hacen estos ejercicios nos encontramos sorpresas. Pensamos que tecnología es donde tenemos que mejorar, pero en muchas ocasiones son otras áreas donde tenemos que enfocarnos, siempre apalancados por tecnología. Ok, son las 11:06. Halil, it's 11:06. I think we are 6 minutes beyond our scheduled time. So I think with that, we should say thank you to our audience and thank you, Halil, very much for joining us today and contributing, as you always do, with your experience and insights.
Thank you, Jose, for having us, for hosting us, and for this great partnership. We are delighted and we're looking forward to provide great value together to our Latin American friends. Thank you and see you soon again.
Gracias a todos por unirse a este webinar. Lo vamos a subir a la página web tanto de Digitopia como de Nexgen para que quienes quieran revisarlo después lo hagan. Que tengan todos un excelente día. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.